Hi there, Diane Evans here with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator. Now, if this is your first time joining me on YouTube, do make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then you can also hit the subscribe or the bell that's just down below here. And by doing that, you're going to get notified every time that I upload a new video. So today what I want to do is I want to do an Easter card. So I thought I'd use the Springtime Joy. It's such a great, cute little stamp set that works really, really well for youngsters, the youngsters in your life at Easter time. So I'm using this stamp set. There's no dies that go with it. But we are going to make a card, and I'm not even sure what the name of the card is, but I'll show you a card that I've made years ago. And this is like a box and a card thing, and it sits up just perfectly. We're not going to go ahead and make this box this time. We're actually going to do what I call cheating, and we're going to make our life a lot easier. So we're going to use our clear tiny treat boxes that are 2x2 treat boxes. And these boxes can be found on page 162 of the annual catalog. And they do come with 16 boxes in there. So you can make lots of these sort of things as you go along. So anyways, that's what where it is on page 152, 16 of them for $10.25 here in Canada. So really reasonable, and it makes our life so much easier. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to cut the card. So this is actually the template that I'm using at this point. And I think what I'm going to do on my blog is also put a copy of this template and so that you've got it really, really easy, that you can turn around and you can cut it yourself as well. So like I say, that link to the blog is going to be down below. So I decided to use a color that I really associate with spring. Any of your pastel colors really associate with spring, but Easter, spring. So it's the Pool Party, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So what I want to do is I want to bring this in, and I'm going to show you how I go ahead and score it. So I measure it up at the 2.5 inch mark, and I bring up my cutting blade to 2 1/4 inches. And I'm going to cut down to 6 1/4 inches. Just down like so. And then I'm going to move this around. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to go, and then I'm going to measure this at 4.5 inches. And I'm going to cut from 6 1/4 inches right up to the 2 1/4 inches. It's hard to see that. And then I'm just going to turn these, and again, this is going to be at 2 1/4 inches, and I'm just going to cut between those two cut lines. And then I'm going to also turn this around and do the same on the other side. I've lined it up there, but I want to cut just between the cut lines. Just like so. And then that's just going to come out. If it's a little bit, I just pulled it. And we've got that like that. This is scrap. So then we're just going to fold into the mountain, and I'm going to come in with my bone folder, make sure that I've got a really good score line. Now this I do have a bit of a rough edges around there. I can go in with my sanding block for that, but I find this works quite well. And then I thought, well, how am I going to decorate this? So I did a couple of things. Let's go ahead and let's do some stamping to begin with. So I'm going to be using my blends. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to bring in some of my stamps with blocks on, or my stamps on the blocks, and we're going to also use those. So I am using my blends. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Memento ink. So just going to stamp. These, unfortunately, there are no dies that go along with it. So you will have to go and fussy cut if you're going to do something that's similar to this. I'm not worrying about the halos on these particular ones because I'm going to be fussy cutting them out. So let's see, I've got the chick, I've got the basket. All right, so let's go and get the butterfly and the 2 flowers on there. And just for the ease of it, I'm just putting them all on one block together. Just going to stamp. And I don't know how many I'm going to need, so I'm just going to stamp 3 of them. There we go. And then I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to just cover this up. I'm just going to go and I'm going to color them. Now, for the purpose of this video, I've already gone ahead and colored those. So I'll bring those ones in. So I've got my colors here. Now, do I have them all here is the other question. Okay, so just bring in those other images. And I also went ahead and I cut this. I don't know if I should have cut it in very vanilla or if maybe I should have done it in the basic white. I'll go along and I'll see how that looks. But anyways, I've got these already on here and cut out and colored. Now the colors I used were also very muted colors. I used the petal pink, I used So Saffron, I used some mint macaron, I used some Pool Party. I used some, like I say, some really pastel colors that made it that way. But another thing that I wanted to do was, this is Pear Pizzazz, and I wanted to have some green grass down at the bottom. So I went ahead and I used this Special Day, and I used it's a grass dye. So I just went ahead and did that. So I'm just going to lay that down onto my card, and then we'll start decorating it. Now, another thing that I just thought of that I probably could have done was I could have sponged some clouds on there. Now, I wonder if that's what I should do. What I could do is I could use my punch, and I've done this before. So I went ahead and I used my snowman punch. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to, just going to punch that snowman out. And yes, I am going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to come in with my Pool Party. And one of my blending brushes. And let's just sponge on some clouds. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can get your cloud images. You could do it also with the ice cream cone as well. And then I think our paper pumpkin this month has some beautiful cloud images as well. But I don't have my paper pumpkin yet. So I just want a very subtle. Yeah, that'll look okay. You know what? I'm going to put some over here as well. And it's very, very subtle what I'm doing. There we go. Just kind of takes that starkness of the background. How you do things on the fly, right? Okay, so now I'm going to come back in with my grass, which I did out of Pear Pizzazz. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue to put that on. Now, I'm not going to go right up to the top because I might decide what I want to do with the images, maybe put it behind the grass. So we'll see how that works. So I'm just going to put this down there. There we go. Now I've got these images. I cut out the lamb. Originally, I just wanted to have really the bunny on here. But then I didn't think it was a high enough bunny, and now I've gone ahead and lost that bunny. How can you do that? Well, I can go ahead and cut out another one. So, all right, so I thought the lamb could go here. And then I could have the Easter basket could go like kind of down there. And then we've got some flowers as well. And our little chick. Just seeing where I want it to go now. I don't know where that Easter bunny went to that I had all cut out. All right, so let's just quickly, I'm going to color that. So I'm going to go in with my gray, my light gray. And this is one that's almost dead. So let me just quickly do that. That was a little annoying. Honestly, I just added here. Okay. So just and this one, I don't want to go in and actually really color. I didn't want to color with the dark. I found this light pool party very, very, found it very dark. So what I wanted to do was I went in with my color lifter and just blended that a bit. I can go back in and just do some of this as well. But I didn't want it too dark was the whole reasoning behind this. You know, as soon as I do this, I'm going to find the color or the colored one there. I think what I also did on this particular one was I went in and I used the yellow in the flowers. And like I say, these are such small figures that you're not really seeing too much of them anyways. I'm going to come in and use a tiny bit of petal pink on here. And then I'm also going to use some old olive for the green. And some of them I used some mint macaron too. I think I used mint macaron on some of those leaves. So just simple like that. And then I think I'm going to come in with that lifter again and just take a little bit out. There we go. And now all I did was just cut that out. Fussy cut, I just cut around, not right to the edge. And usually what I would do is I color, I would use even a pool party on here to color in that part there, but I find it stands out better because it is on the pool party paper. Hopefully that made some sense. But usually what I do when I cut out images like this, just like on a die cut, there's always an image left. What I wanted to do was I would cut it, like I say, I would color it with the pool party, but with that pool party behind, I think you need that white to just bring it sort of highlighted up there. So let's see. There we go. All right. So now we'll see where we want to put that. I think the bunny looks good up in this area. Now remember that box is going to be there, so you're not going to see a whole lot of it. So I think the bunny I'll put right there. And we can put some of these behind. I think I'll put this flower behind here, just like so. I'm going to put that behind. And this chick can go down there, and we can also have a flower there. And then we can put those butterflies on. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my dimensionals, and I'm going to put dimensionals on part of it, and then I'm also then going to also use the liquid glue to attach it so that it sits behind. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue right about here. Usually I take these off with my take your pick tool. All right. So let's just put that about like that. And we're going to put this Easter basket's going to go behind. So I'm going to put some glue on there as well. So we don't want that falling off, right? There we go. And do you want a little dimensional on there? Probably. So let's just go in with a little one. There we go. Now we're going to put this bunny about there now. I'm going to put that about there. Like I say, they can be any which way that you want to do them. It doesn't really matter. You put this one there, and then put this one behind here. That'll work. I want to make sure that that's within the card level, though. So, and you know what? It's going to go behind there, I think. And just put that. Never used to be one to do too much with flowers and different things, but lately it seems that that's all I'm doing is playing with these really cutesy little stamp sets. I'm finding that, I mean, I have grandchildren that vary in different ages, but okay, and then let's just put our bunny down there, yeah, or our chick down there. So we're just going to put, just in case he does go to the back there, pop it up there, and then some glue right down here on the bottom. I think we almost have, oh, I know, we need one more thing. And then we're going to put our butterflies on here. And then you can put one right there. That'll work. All right, so let's go and put that on there. You know, you don't really see those clouds too much, but I do like the effect that they're subtle, so I like that. Oh, that one's upside down too. It looks better that way, actually. But you better put them the right way. So, another one there. And then let's put one on there as well. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And then what we're going to do is I want to put on a Happy Easter. Now, the Happy Easter stamp that I had to use was because I thought it looked so nice, was this Happy Easter from Arrange a Wreath. So I'm just going to come in with my paper piercing mat, and I have it already on a block. And I think what would look good on this is Bermuda Bay, I think is the color to use here. So let's see. There we go. And let's see how that's going to look. Hopefully we can get it on straight. Yeah, not too bad. And I don't know if that should be, you know what? I'm thinking that it probably would be better. And where I got that die from was the Ornate Frames. So I think that actually would be better in Whisper White. So I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to stamp this again. And then I'm just going to come in with my mini cut and emboss and cut that out, because I think it would definitely, it'll look better in the white than the very vanilla. So let's just get that on there. We're almost done. I think out of all the treats for the different holidays and everything, I think the ones that appeal to me the most, just because I love my pastel colors, are the Easter ones. That and, well, we don't do much else in pastel colors up here in Canada. Mind you, I made more more Halloween than I've ever done in the past last year as well. All right, so let's run that through. And then we can go ahead and put that onto our card. And you know, I think I'm going to pop it up as well. Why not, right? Whenever you can, let's pop it up with our dimensionals. And I could put this off. I could maybe use that for something else. So like I say, if you've never subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure that you do down below. And also make sure, now do we want it like that or like this? You know, I think we're going to put it straight this time. But anyways, if subscribe to my YouTube channel, that way you do get notified every time that I do upload videos, or you get notified eventually of when I do them. All right, so I'm going to show you this box. So we'll just take one out. There is a protective covering on it, which I love. I think it's awesome. So I'm going to go in, and I'm coming in with my bone folder. And it has that protective covering, but I want to make sure that I've got it good and scored. And then I'll take the protective covering off after I've scored this all down. Sometimes you're best to do it both ways. Put that down just like that. I'm going to fold it down here as well. And then there's just a bit of a trick on how to put it together on the bottom, and I will show you how to do that. But I'm going to take this protective covering off, and it's very easy to get off. So it just comes off just like that. And see, it gives you a nice, bright, shiny box. So on the bottom, what you want to do is you want to put this down first, this square down, and then you want to tuck these edges in, and then on this big tab, we're just going to tuck that in. And then that keeps it so that if it's, you know, bulges a bit, or, you know, there's a bit of weight to it, it'll keep it so it's closed, good and closed. And then I did go ahead and I bought just some grass. And of course I kept to my color theme. And I think there's a bit of pink in there too. So, you know, I think I could even get some pink in there. It would look okay. And, you know, like if I didn't want them to see what was in the box, I would hide it and make my own box. But I'm going to put in these delicious Ferrero Rocher eggs. And I could put as many as I want to. Let's see, I think I put too much grass in there. Let's just take some of that out. Put some eggs, golden eggs. Oh, I tell you, I love these Ferrero Rocher eggs. Let's just put a bit on the top. Let's close up the box. This just fits down. How did I close that? Just like that. So all you do is you just put the box down, whoops, the box down like so. And then just open the card up. And there's your box and your card. So let me just show you how that looks. Actually, it would look a lot better if there was more Ferrero Rochers. There we go. There. So it stands up like so, and that's how it looks when it's down. And the other way, if you have to mail this, you can mail this flat, of course, and then you could just get them to fill something. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me the thumbs up. Also, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, if you do live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Basically, every month I give away tutorials. This month, actually for the month of March, I have 3 tutorials to give away, and I have one special Easter tutorial that I am giving away for anybody that purchases, just because it's done and I want to share whatever we can do to help you create different projects for Easter. So have a great day. Thanks so much.